Nicole Cordoves here, and I hope everyone is doing fine during this month-long quarantine, and sana safe po kayong lahat. And since everyone is just at home and siguro you want to put in some productivity in your life, because I feel like binibigyan tayo ng time of rest, not just to rest, but also to prepare for the future challenges that we will be facing soon. And this is the best time to do that. So I decided to do some tutorials. Mag-break muna tayo sa pageantry because not a lot of people realize how preparing for the question and answer portion for beauty queens is also very applicable in real life, especially in job interviews. In this video, we will be talking about how you can prepare for your job interview and the interview questions that you can expect. And third is getting rid of your insecurities before your job interview. And finally, facing rejection, and it's not what you actually think. So keep watching the video if you want to find out what I mean by this. But before we jump right into it, I'm gonna share with you guys my corporate experience then. I've had 4 jobs since I graduated from college, and times 3 siguro yung job interviews that time. And you would think na, well, you know what, sanay na naman ako sa recits, sa oral examinations in class, so this shouldn't be a big deal, right? Like, we could easily ace this, and if you ace a job interview, it means that you will get the job. But that's not necessarily true. And I wish that somebody actually sat me down and taught me how to make a better impression on my job interview, especially since I come from a Chinese family. So usually family business lang talaga kami, and we're not really that encouraged to go into corporate. But it was my personal choice to go into corporate first and learn from mentors and learn from other companies so that pagka mag-family business nga ako, if ever, I can apply yung mga natutunan ko from other companies who are big and successful already. So I hope that this episode will be very helpful for you, especially if you're a fresh grad and you don't know what to expect during your interview. And I would tell you, it's more than just preparing a very good resume with the perfect layout. It's all about you. My first tip for you guys is to check your social media account. Is it presentable? Is it something that you would like strangers to know about you? Because the first step is passing your resume to the company, so yun na yung first impression nila of you. But they go a step further nowadays and check your social media account because it's more telling than your work resume, and it's more honest. Like, they would really see who you are. So yung mga pinopost mong status and mga updates, does it reflect your current political views? We've also heard yung mga horror stories, diba, of people getting fired because they would rant about their bosses or their companies on social media, and that is beyond unethical. And syempre isipin ng companies, so we want someone like this person representing us or working for us or carrying our name, because once you're in the company, you're part of their identity as well, and vice versa. So check your social media accounts and make it presentable for work. My second tip is check your appearance for your job interview. Are you wearing the appropriate amount of makeup? Are you wearing the right kind of clothes? Because I had to learn this the hard way. I'm a really tall girl, and I feel like everything's too short on me. So make sure that you are wearing the appropriate length of clothes, even your exposure here, and then the skirt then should be a little bit above the knee only. I think what's permissible is 2 inches above the knee at most, and then it's more sophisticated if it reaches the knee or even below it. And a good test is also to sit down. If your bum is not covered enough once you sit down, it's too short and very inappropriate. In a nutshell, your outfit should just look like you're ready to work and I'm here to work. Hindi yung parang rarampa ka sa fashion week. Ganon. Unless you're applying in the fashion industry or for a magazine. But other than that, if you know that the company you're applying to is quite formal and quite corporate, you should know how to dress appropriately. This should also reflect on your makeup. Hindi yung sobrang mag-red lips ka na kaagad, or like plum lips, or ano pa ba, yung basta yung mga bold colors. Everything I feel should be kept neutral. Siguro pinaka-base lang is yung tinted moisturizer or foundation, and then mascara lang or eyeliner, cheek tint. Pero look presentable but don't go overboard. Okay? Hindi yun parang pupunta kayo sa photo shoot. It's very important to look prepared for your job interview, from your look to your clothes, because it's also a sign of respect for the company or the interviewer. And also, ladies and gents, do not flaunt your designer bags sa job interview. Like, job interview pa lang naka-Chanel na kayo and Hermes. Don't do that, guys, because you're there to work. Usually, a decent handbag or a sleek, classic backpack will already do for work. One that fits your iPad or your laptop and your notebook. And you can bring out the big guns like your Louis Vuitton Never Full or whatever designer bag that you have once you actually already put the work in sa company. This way, you have already earned enough respect from your coworkers, and it doesn't look like you're trying to prove something, you know, because it'll look like you're getting ahead of yourself, na parang pini-PR mo sarili mo kaagad without putting in any work yet, or without being able to prove anything yet in the workplace. And once you've already worked hard and earned the respect of your coworkers, that's when you bring out the big guns, because this will look like you're also growing with the company. And what company doesn't want to see their employees becoming successful as well, diba? So parang it's good branding din naman for them. Just don't do it prematurely. You have to earn the respect and the position. This is a huge pet peeve of mine. Huwag niyo unahin ng pag-PR kaagad. Kailangan may mapatunayan muna kayo. Yun yung first challenge ninyo. No shortcuts. Really put in the hard work and be willing to do the hard work. My third tip is to prepare for interview questions, because like in pageantry, you could pretty much expect what they would be asking in a job interview. Some typical questions include, how do you see yourself 5 years from now? What can you contribute to the company? What makes you perfect for this position? Why should we choose you? So expecting these questions ahead of time and answering them would actually help you prepare psychologically and emotionally for what's to come. I remember na in my job interview with this dream company of mine, they asked me, okay, so we also have a lot of other applicants from other top universities and you have pretty much the same achievements. So why should we pick you? And suddenly, I didn't know what to say. I mean, everything's on my resume. I'm a fresh grad. I don't even know what's gonna become of me afterwards. I had an existential crisis at that very moment, and it was not nice. Because most of the time pala, na-realize ko, it's not about saying the right things. The goal of job interviews is actually to get to know you deeper. And hopefully, makita talaga nila kung ano yung character mo. A good way to prepare for questions for the interview is also to research the company you're planning to apply to. That way, it would really give off the impression na you're really serious about getting into this company and getting this job. Hindi yung collect and select na lang. Yan talagang you took time to get to know the company and what you could contribute to the company and what you would like to learn from working there. So knowing them and knowing their competitors, that's a very good step to take as well. At least, just in case they ask you something about the company or the industry that it's in, if you're prepared with an answer and siguro makapag-pitch ka pa on the spot, diba? That would be like major plus points for you. But at least it shows that you know what you're getting yourself into. And syempre, more than the skills and the ability of the person, the company also wants to hire someone na pang long term. Hindi yung panandali. My fourth tip is check your attitude. Why? Because isipin mo, parang more or less, you're all on the same plane eh. Lahat kayong mga applicants. You have achievements, you have your honors, you have your degrees, you have your universities that you're proud of, and yeah, so, di ba, parang pretty much the same lang yung mga achievements ninyo. But usually, this is the case. It's a fair game, so do not be insecure about that. I felt really insecure about that, actually. Feeling ko I didn't do enough, and then suddenly, parang, why did I spend so much time na obsessing over my grades lang? All I did was study. I didn't do enough extracurricular activities. Pero hindi lang pala yun yung basehan ng job interviews. Parang they also want to see your attitude towards things. For example, Jeff Bezos, the owner of Amazon, in his job interviews daw, he asks impossible things. Like, kunwari, how many fax machines do you think there are in the United States? Which is, hindi mo naman talaga masasabi. There's no way of doing it, especially not in a job interview where there are no computers, no access to data, diba? So, it's an impossible question. So why would he ask that question? What's the point? It's because he wants to see if the applicant would actually try to solve it, and if the applicant is creative enough in coming up with an answer, which is basically problem solving, and every company needs that. So there will be interview questions that might be too big for you. Like, for example, like what I said a while ago na, how do you see yourself 5 years from now? Some companies will ask 10 years from now, and you're like, but I'm a fresh grad. I don't even know what I'm gonna eat for lunch the next day. So, parang diba, hindi mo siya masagot kaagad. Pero remember that what is important is your attitude. So don't pressure yourself so much into giving the right answer. And finally, we have come to rejection. I got so stressed over this before kasi akala ko coming from one of the top universities, I would just hand out my resumes and then na-imagine ko na talaga na lahat approve, approve, approve. Alam mo yon, na ikaw pa yung in demand. Pero that's not the case at all. I swear. It doesn't matter what university you come from, you can never replace good work ethic and good character with any degree or university. But now, after 6 years since I graduated, parang naisip ko, mabuti na lang ang maraming no. Kasi kung yes na lang lahat, what if hindi ako napunta sa path na to? Diba? Baka mas natagalan pa tayo kasi we spend so much time in that job. Kasi syempre, usually, yung mga minimum time that you stay in a job is 2 to 3 years. That's ideal. If you stay at a job ng 1 year or less than a year and then you go job hopping, medyo matatakot yung mga next employers mo kasi you don't really stay in one job, and that will be really hard because they have to train you all over again, which is expense on their end, and then you don't really get to contribute to the company. So hindi nasusulit yung turnover mo and yung investment nila sa'yo. Kaya when God says no to you, you have to be thankful talaga kasi at least na-close down tong path, you go to the next path, baka ito na yung tamang path. And who knows, diba? Eh what if yes lahat? Eh di ang tagal na natin naglalakad dun, tapos wala pa rin nangyayari. Parang you're so dispassionate about it pala, or hindi ka masaya sa mga kasama mo dun sa work na yon. Diba? May mga moments ba kayo sa life nyo na parang, uy, mabuti na lang, I dodged the bullet, or mabuti na lang na-close yung door na yun, kung hindi, I won't find myself here. So if you had those moments, do comment it below para mag-share lang tayo ng mga stories, because I love reading your stories as well. And also, I've come to realize that in the context of job interviews and corporations, if you do get rejected, it doesn't mean you're not enough. It doesn't mean you're not qualified enough, that you don't know enough, that you're not skillful enough. Hindi pala ganun yun. You will eventually get to learn the complex fact that the corporation is not just a checklist. Na para, okay, she can do this, she can do that, she graduated from this, she has spearheaded this project from before. Hindi pala siya ganon. Because every company also has its own very, very unique culture. So they're looking for really specific types of people for each company if you're gonna be a good fit. And that involves your personality also, your hobbies, your interests. Another example that encapsulates this complex culture for each company is something the co-founder of Reddit, the webpage na Reddit, diba? He shared na he asks in job interviews which Star Wars movie you like best, because that's kind of the company culture there. They're geeks. Aminado silang geeks sila, and they love it. Like, that's what they talk about, and you spend so much time and effort in a startup. So whenever you work with these people, it's really long hours. So you have to be able to really get along with everyone. So that's a unique example of corporate culture as well. So those are my 5 tips for you guys to prepare for your job interview. Remember, check your social media account, check how you look, prepare for interview question, check your attitude, and rejection actually takes you one step closer to your true calling. So don't worry about it. And if you do get the job, then congratulations! This has been Nicole Cordoves, and I hope this episode will be very helpful for you. Let me know in the comment section below what else you would like me to talk about in my channel. See you guys! Keep safe!